Hebrews 11, verses 4 through 5. By faith Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, God testifying of his gift, and by it he being dead yet speaketh. By faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found, because God had translated. For before this translation he had this testimony that he pleased God. Hebrews 11, verses 4 to 5.
Tune in to the Mack Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Mack Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there. If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know, get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
And we'd like to say grand rising, good morning to all of you on this beautiful, well, it's raining in my region, of course, on this, the 19th day of June, what they call, or what has been declared to be, and we've been celebrating this day unofficially, as they would say, on June 19th. I'd like to say happy Juneteenth to all of you. Are we really happy on this Juneteenth? Are we really in a position to say, as we commemorate the notification, the mail got late by a few years, letting those ancestors of ours that worked in the fields and were slaves and were mistreated down through the centuries and the years, they finally said, well, you fought for us. This is the James Mack version. You fought for us in the Union Army, y'all help us, we'll help you type thing. Same thing that they trying to do today. But I believe that this particular Juneteenth celebration is rather meaningful because we need to be reminded and updated that the struggle still happens. I want to say grand rising to all of you, grand rising to Deacon Alvin Moore, chairman of our Deacon Board. That's Deacon Moore. Deacon Moore got a birthday coming up real soon. He'll be 88 years old. Like say hello to Sharon Reed and to Apostle Anthony Reed. Uh, like say grand rising to Alice, the blessed child of God. She is our head moderator, chief moderator. Gonna keep everything together. Like to welcome all of our guests that are here. GraceLevi is standing by. I saw something. I'm gonna talk about her later when she comes on. I saw something. That's our dear sister. And hold your head up. Just go and do what you got to do. There is life after the hen bird. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The lady crazy on and she premiered her. Get this, she got a book. I won't say the title or nothing, but she needs the money, okay, to fight these indictments that are coming. And don't think they ain't coming, they're coming. And it's not that we're cheesing and happy about it, but the wicked shall cease from troubling. And there's some wicked people out there. Spiritual wickedness and how people are playing around with stuff that they don't know will not just take them out, but harm your family, harm the people that are around. I don't understand why people are reaching out to entities that can't help you. Statue can't help you. Your crystal ball can't help you. Your hoodoo and all that other stuff. You're bad talking about people. You know, that's a form of witchcraft when you wish bad on people and you don't want to see them make it. And you're trying to move forward in life to do what you want to do. And you know that the strange thing is we're trying to make everybody happy. I had to get myself together and set up a little bit here. And each and every day that we bring you the Magman Morning Show, I try my very best to. Tomorrow is your dad's birthday. We're going to do something and say hey in a special way to Deacon Alvin Moore, who will be 89 years young, not over. We all are getting there. Grand rising to all of you all. Deacon Moore, we appreciate you. Wonderful gentleman, wonderful man. Uh, we're just grateful that we know him. And he's a wonderful man, wonderful servant, great father, great husband, and still the head of the house where he is. Don't you try to go against the old deacon. Grand rising to all of you all today. I had an interesting evening on last night. I got a chance to have a conversation with some people, like say grand rising to the mayor of Clarksdale, Mississippi. That is the mayor. You might well go ahead and take the seat now because you got it. Orlando Payton. I met him on. I was out there with him on last night. The mayor of Jonestown, the newly elected mayor of Jonestown. We were in the same rooms last night. We had great discussions, and Congressman Thompson brought Congresswoman Clark, who is the second in charge, or not, well, she's the second highest ranking Democrat, highest woman Democrat in the Congress as far as leadership is concerned. Came down and gave information that was very valuable, hopefully, to those new elected officials. Get your house in order. Get your house in order if you want anything to help your community. Listen, people, we still got to deal with the government, but I'd rather deal with a government that is a little bit tolerable. Then all of them aren't the same. They all some. Most of them don't care. I'm not going to say that. Good morning to Diane Black, the next state senator from Mississippi and up this way. We're rooting for you, and as God moves you to your different directions, we're going to be able to see the work of His hand. Let me also say to all of you that give you a programming note. Usually on Thursdays, we preempted this Thursday, but usually on Thursdays we have Alderwoman Colby Chapman, who is running for Mayor of Harvey. You say, why are you dealing with all these people? Because all politics is local. There's some judge races. There's some things that you need to be concerned about. You get pulled over and you got to go to court or something like that. Wouldn't it be nice to say that I got a fair, that judge is fair or what have you? Nobody's perfect. I'm not saying anybody's perfect, but your chances of getting the help that you're not trying to get out of anything, you did something wrong or whatever, and illegal, uh, you're going to face the piper regardless of the fact. And don't think because your skin or you so pretty or you look like certain way that they ain't going to lock you up. They will lock you up. They locked Mike Madigan up. He was the Speaker of the House up in Illinois, white guy. Been in politics before I was born, and a lot of other folks were born out there crooking and hooking and crooking, thought he was going to get away, but they pulled back and said, it's time for you to sit down somewhere. Ed Burke, same thing. They arrested him. Those of y'all that know Illinois, y'all know these are powerful people way back when, before the son Mayor Daley got in office and served about 100 years. They were still there collecting their money. Greed. The greed. You got enough money. You're a multi-millionaire, but you just can't stand it. You still got to chase that dollar bill. The love of money. It ain't money, but we do need it. We need it here. Money is the love of it is the root of it, not the money. The money ain't the root of evil. It's the love of it and what people try to do. Whether it's Tyler Perry, the P. Didler, or anybody else, it's a disgrace when you see people that look like you doing such diabolic. Somebody had to teach them these things. We're not dealing with, folks, I'm going to say this. Take it like you want to. It's up to you. We're not dealing with just regular folks. This is a spiritual fight. And if you can't see the spiritual fight, not just for the liberation of black people, because there's some black people that don't want to be liberated. So why cast your pearls to the swine, as the book, the word of God says? Why give your good to the evil and let them trample all over the work that you've done? Why trying to get acceptance by people that don't care nothing about you? Everybody black don't care about folks that's black, and everybody that's black is don't have our concern at heart. They're out there for that dollar. We're here for Juneteenth this morning. I ain't gonna go too much. We got our wonderful panel. I told you that they're going to be here on yesterday. I told you, Brother Lee Mack, he is our co-host of the Mack Man Morning Show, and our guest panelist and our guest, very special guest, dear friend of our show, GraceLevi, is here. Now, I'm going to talk about it when I get up there because I saw something I don't think she saw that I saw. We're going to do a quick break. I'm going to bring everybody back and bring everybody up so that we can have our general discussion. I got some other things I can talk about later, but we're going to get our sponsors out of the way so that you'll have uninterrupted time. And to our sponsors, I got you covered on your time. You're not going to miss anything, but it's going to go in the order that I'd like for it to go in, because we want to give our panel an opportunity to come on the air. I want to thank them. Really, they take out time each day, and Grace ain't here every day, but she comes around and she's in the chat. I want to thank everybody for coming by. You don't have to do it, but I'm grateful. I really appreciate you. And if you like the Mack Man Morning Show, don't be ashamed. I mean, there's some people that are in the bushes, really in the bushes. They don't want me to know they're there, but I know you're there. It's okay. You're not bothering me. We're going to go forward, and if you really like us, subscribe to the Mack Man Morning Show each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 10 o'clock over on the East Coast, right here on the Mack Man Morning Show, Mack Media 3 Production. We're going to go to our sponsors right quick and just say hey to them and thank them for all of their support that they're giving us. We got some new folks coming too, and if you want to be a part of this wonderful thing, all of our programs. This is a channel, so there's going to be various programs that will be either broadcast live or they will be taped, that we're going to share other content with. You say, man, why you don't share nothing with them? No, there's some people's content I think you should hear, and their productions are great. I'm not jealous of anybody. I ain't, It doesn't hurt you to listen to things and to put them out. And I want to just say to all of you, you got a right to do what you need to do. Do what you got to do. Don't worry about whether people are going to like people going. It. Let me tell you something. You could think you perfect. You think that you got it all together, and there'll still be somebody that'll look out the side of their eye at you like something is wrong with you. You got something on your nose, on your face. You know how you ever people just look upside your head and you be rubbing your face like this. There's something over here. I got something on my mouth or my mustache or something. People just got them looks and things, something wrong with them. But look, hey, we ain't worried about them. This is the Madman Morning Show. Grand Rising to all of you all.
Tune in to the Mack Man Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Mack Man Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there. If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios.
On last night, I was inundated with a request. I didn't know. Let me tell you this: the Magman Morning Show reaches a whole lot of people. Do not be fooled. I'm not fooled. That's why I don't get nervous and be begging y'all to like and subscribe and all that stuff and trying to get clickbait and put out lies and uh, titles that'll just draw you in and say some crazy stuff. No, I'm not that. I'm not that one. That's not me. That's not what I do. And I found out last night that a whole lot of people be listening to the McMahon Morning Show, not just in our region, but all over the country. This is a national show. Let me say this. We do not, I ain't worried about algorithms or whatever they call all that old stuff. I'm not dependent upon YouTube to pay my bills. And if that was the case, I'd be showing up in the street by now because you got to jump hoops. You got to do this. You got to do that. I am a journalist, First Amendment broadcast journalist. My anchor man. That's what I do. All of the mainstream networks are on YouTube. Why is ABC and NBC and all them other C's on YouTube? Because you're there. They know it. They know the secret. The secret of it is people can pick up on you anywhere in the world. They don't have to even be in your viewership, or they got a little eyeball up here that they show how many people are what. That's not true. And I found that out because by the time I got out the door, I didn't have a business card or nothing. I don't know. I guess I got to step up my game a little bit. Mr. Mack, I want to get on. I want to advertise with you. I want that with them politicians. I said, why you want to advertise on my show? In a sense, I didn't ask that. And they say, when you did a great job and we see what you're doing and so-do-do-do-do. I don't hear from y'all like that, but y'all show's fine. But that's good. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the McMahon Morning Show. And if you have a business, you have a service, or you're running for office, not all of you all are going to get on here because when I play political ads, of people. Those are the people more than likely I'm supporting. There's some people that are running in, and I'm gonna bring my guests are already up, and they here, Brother Lee and uh, Miss Grace Levi is here. They already up and they seeing everything too. Y'all say good morning so they know you're here, cause somebody keep asking me where they at, where they at. Y'all don't see on the screen. They're there right by my little ads. Y'all say good morning. Good morning, Grand Rising, Brother Lee and Miss Levi.
Blessings and grand risings,
There you
everyone.
go. Come on up here, Lee. Where you at, man? Oh,
Great
yes,
day
ma'am.
and new beginnings.
All right, they coming, y'all, in a second. Let me talk about this real quick, and I'm gonna hush my mouth and bring our guests. For less than $50, folks, you can be on the McMahon Morning Show. We'll take care of you and look out for you. If you feel that we can be a blessing to you to help you to get your word out about your business, advertising is not bad. This is publicity for you. You never know who will pick up the telephone and call you. Ask Case and Creations. That lady been busy since she been off the air, and I know that y'all got you. Those of you that are getting ready to order your stuff, you order what you have to do. And I'm not going to be a salesman this morning. This is Juneteenth. This is important to a lot of people in our community. We're going to find out why. How far have we come since they made the announcement and the late announcement about setting us free, or we're free? I like that it make me laugh sometimes. But I'm gonna let our guests come. We have with us on today. Hey D, that's D Harris Interior. I got you, D. You just hang on. I got something for you. I want to thank you for all that you have done, and I know that you're gonna love this broadcast because I got two of the finest commentators anywhere, and I don't like to use the streets or YouTube streets, but in broadcasting that I know what we do. We have Grace Levi of the Grace Levi. Her program is aired. She's rebranding her. So yeah, I saw your video. I saw what you said. I said, oh, y'all to let the genie out the bottle on her now. But I'm glad that she's here, Brother Lee Mack, our co-host, who's always given us raw, uncut, and to the point commentary. Make some folks nervous. They ought to be nervous because when it all boils down to it, the facts are the facts. I'm going to turn them loose, not really turn them loose, but I'm going to give them an opportunity to come. And this is our Juneteenth special. I told y'all that we were going to come up, and they're here. And we're going to have this discussion. Everybody hollering about Juneteenth. Oh, we free. We free. Are we really free? I don't want to be a jokester or anything like that. I like to bring to the mics. Everybody got their own, but I like to bring to the forefront our co-host, Brother Lee Mack, and our wonderful special guest that will conduct this. Okay, hold on one second. What you telling me? Okay, you should get a dot card. Okay, I'll work on it. Can you send me some information on it? I think you know something. It's so good to have decent friends and people that want to see your progress. There's a lot of people don't want to see you make it, and we ain't gonna talk about them tonight because they don't matter right now. I ain't worried about all that. At this time, I want to bring up to you for our very special. Wait a minute. Let me bring him up right quick. For our very special. Juneteenth program. Welcome to all of you that are in the chat. I'd like to right now turn over our show, and they're going to have their discussion about Juneteenth and let them have their way. They got the microphone. I'll come in, and if I have, we're going to do our breaks and everything. But I'd like to introduce to you all our co-host, Brother Lee Mack, and our guest panelist is Grace Levi. And I'm going to turn them loose, Brother Lee. You have the microphone, you and our wonderful guest. Good morning to you. Go ahead, folks.
Right
Blessings,
there.
blessings and
Great
grand
day.
rising. Hey, Brother Lee, I'm gonna let you take the lead since you
No,
are the actual
no,
co-host, and I'll just follow through and
no,
kind of drop some
no.
facts.
My sister, you go first.
Wow, ladies first.
It's your day. Ladies first.
Oh, you gonna put the pressure on me. Well, I guess we could just start off the discussion kind of talking about a little of the history so people can understand how the significance of Juneteenth. So you know that the slaves was emancipated in 1863 by Abraham Lincoln. You know, that's the story behind that. I'm not going to go off to the left about different details, but just to set up a timeline in 1863. But there's some things that happened significantly that I think that our community should know that it kind of build a bridge, definitely between the Caribbean nation and what you call Black America, because that's really what I also one of my things in the background. Once we all of the descendants of slaves unite from across the diasporas, that's when the true revelations is going to happen. But you know, the slaves in the South were held in slavery a little bit longer. So as you talked about the Union came to free the slaves and say that this was enough. But it wasn't just how can I say it was the union's ulterior motive. There was financial implications, and there was also treaty issues going on between nations at that time. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to kind of clarify that. The French actually released their slaves much earlier, and there was a reason why. And those slaves was the Haitian slaves. Now, I do want to add that the original um, war, which was the American Revolution in 1763, there were a number of Black Haitian slaves that were sent to help American forefathers get get control over this land because they were fighting against Great Britain. But I do want to highlight, because people don't know this, I do believe from my research that a lot of the people who came from Great Britain over here to colonize, they were allegedly criminals. They were allegedly criminals and rejects, but they still had a tie to Great Britain and had to pay taxes. So that's where you have the American Revolution come in, where they wasn't compliant with what Great Britain wanted, and they sent troops down from French to fight. And that was 1763. And that's where we came in as Haitians to help America because they buddied with France. So I just want you guys to know this. And at this time, we were all enslaved. So we was enslaved more by France, the Caribbean Haitian people. So you guys can understand how we connect to America diaspora. So at this point where you have the Civil War breaking out in America, just before we were emancipated, I believe that it was done because we already fought for our freedom in Haiti against France. We beat them in 1791. Okay, between 1791 and 1804, we fought, and we was emancipated. I said they let us go about freely without papers being put on the books around 1790 98 or something like that. So I just want you to know that something was brewing. So they were using the smarts, the labors of Black indigenous people from the slave trade to help build their nation in France. So they started to look at America like they were basically inhumane. So while they were fighting now in the Civil War, and you saying it was originally Lincoln originally was doing it for the Union, but then you had Black slaves in America fighting with the Union, and they're helping them fight and teaching them things. So this is where I believe that fight and evolved into it being a fight for to free the slaves. Because after all of what we did, it was no way they can spiritually, like go through with continuing to keep, especially knowing what was going on in other countries that they would had treaties with. So I this is how I kind of wanted to start it so people could get a history, and I can incorporate, at least one of my nations that I'm connected to, which is Haiti. So Black American can understand that we are you, and that's why I celebrate with you, and that's why I honor Juneteenth in anything that you guys celebrate. I know I said a lot, but go back and take it down. Write a picture. I mean, take a picture. Did I say a lot, Brother Lee?
Well, my sister, yeah. I mean, no, you can never say enough. I mean, because our history has been suppressed. has been diluted, has been changed, has been misused, and left out. What we call American history is incomplete. It doesn't have the whole story. It doesn't have the whole truth. It's diluted. It's been lied to by from us, from the government, from the people itself. The Caucasians don't know their own history because their history is includes us, so it's incomplete. When they read a book, it's an incomplete book. The history books of American history, of world history, is incomplete. That's why we can't get a complete picture of what went on in the past. And like you said, my sister, Haiti played a huge part in the freedom of all of our people that was enslaved. You set the example. Haiti set the example for what can be done, and the reason why Haiti is going through the strife that it's going through, the problems that it's going through, because they was one of the first countries in this hemisphere that had African Americans in it, that the predominantly African American, I mean African, uh, in this hemisphere that has their own nation. That's why they can't get the funds and the aid and the commerce and the trade that other countries have received. They can't get that. Actually, they share an island with the Dominican Republic. You go to the Dominican Republic, and it's like night and day over there. They can get that trade. They can get those things that Haiti cannot get. Haiti is being mistreated, and their government is being subterfused, and it's being they go over there. They have the leaders, but they're corrupt because the government of the United States, they have a big part in it. They keep that government unstable. That's why you see a country in this hemisphere, only a few miles from the United States, is living in it's the most impoverished country in this hemisphere. I mean, how does that make sense? They can't get the aid and the treatment, and they're not a communist country like you say Cuba, and you use Cuba as a reason not to give them the aid that they need. But Cuba is doing better than Haiti, not that much better, but doing better than Haiti. And how can that be when you got a free democratic country, Haiti, that can't get the aid and can't get the support of the United States, and they've served the United States well, and it's being mistreated to this day. And I would like to say, as far as June 19th, Texas was the last state, last territory to free the slaves. They kept us in bondage as possibly long as they possibly could until that I don't know the name of that general came to Texas, and he let them know, and he let them know that, look, slavery is now over. You can now be free, and Texas was the first country, the first state to celebrate annually that June 19th, and then it spread throughout the United States until we got that document signed. I think it was 2021 by Biden. So the thing about June 19th, I mean, it's a day to celebrate, but it's a day to remember how cruel and how vindictive and how evil a country can be. It just reminds you of how evil that they are and how much pain that they have inflicted on us. And we celebrate the lifting of that pain, but it was not because they was being benevolent or they're trying to be nice or they're trying to be Christians. No, they needed us. They needed us to help fight that war. If we did not fight, the United States wouldn't be called the United States. See, that's why they liberated us. That's why he signed the proclamation. That's why Lincoln signed it. Is because he knew they were losing the war, and they needed to do that. See, they didn't do it because it was the right thing to do. They did it because it saved their country. It saved their nation. So let's not thank them for doing something that they did for their own profit, for their own self-preservation. So let's look at the facts here. And I commend my sister for saying the things that she said, and those are facts. And the thing is, yeah, we celebrate, but let's look at it. They didn't do us a favor. They did it out of their necessity, out of their
Mm.
survival. See, that's the thing. We gotta say, I'm gonna tell you like this: Caucasians don't give you nothing for nothing. You know, in all that marching there, we have civil rights laws. We have laws, but see, so why should we have a law? But here's the thing: we got a law on top of a law. The Constitution and the Declaration of Independence says the same thing in that civil rights. Well, that everybody has the equal rights. That it's in the Constitution, but we had to have another law passed on top of that law. Makes no sense. But you know what? It shows how injustice, how corrupt the government is. They can give us another law and tell us everything is all right, and things are continue to be the same way. See, we celebrate, we cry when they signed that. When Dr. King stood over the shoulders of Johnson, Lyndon B. Johnson, while he signed that into law and thinking that everything would be better, and it's not any better. It was just a piece of paper. Just like they signed that piece of paper for the Native Americans. They signed so many treaties, and so many times they've broken those treaties. So, what is a piece of paper to a Caucasian? It means nothing. I'll let you finish, my sister.
Oh my God, and I love it because I have so much to add to that. I appreciate you, brother. And just to highlight the first, there is a double-edged sword when it comes to Juneteenth. But as a Hebrew, I do want to show you guys how we embrace pain and glory at the same time. Because through that pain, we have been freed by our Lord, by God. So when we celebrate these days, I do want you guys to remember what we went through, but embrace the new days that's coming and what we can actually create. So, with that goes to say, they use any holiday as tokenism, any way to make money and do certain things. So, it is a form of tokenism, and I do think a lot of us get caught in the form of tokenism. You celebrate, you dress nice, you black, 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 but you're not moving accordingly to the rules of, like, we have to have rules on the way that we conduct ourselves as a nation. That's why I'm into laws, not to have people something govern me, but like an outside entity, but to know that there's a way that as human beings we are supposed to move together. So after the tokenism and having fun, that's where I think it's time for us to kind of move forward. So just another concept that you were talking about. um he talked about how they did not emancipate us based on our needs. It was based on their needs, and it's so true. I want to add a little bit more to that. As far as us not only being part of their war, but the skill set that we had when we came out of slavery in America. You guys were literally the whole working system. A lot of white America, mostly white America, because they were slave owners, they didn't have the skills. That's why it was so many places that was being built up by Black America after being released. So I want you guys to know your glory and your strength and why they have used certain tools to indoctrinate you into the system and give you tokenism to make it seem like you're really doing well. Okay, so just understand it was not only to get you in war, but it was because the skills that you were bringing to America. They stole a lot of your ideas. They patented a lot of your guys' idea, and that's what built their generational wealth. So I do wanted to add that that was the time of industrialism. That's why Abraham Lincoln and them were feeling some way because the other nations were moving towards industrialism. And we're going to think of that in parallel to what's going on, AI. So they're switching what is the direct seed of commerce. And most likely someone's going to lose. So at that time, America was going to lose if they kept slaves because we were their industrialism. Does that make sense? So this is why we were, it wasn't because they loved us, and it was part of the plan to continue to make America a powerhouse. One more thing I looked at. Oh, just to highlight some of the things you said about Haiti, and we're not going to make it about Haiti. I do want to say this: we are not the most privatized nation. I have to say that things are still moving and grooving in Haiti. The way that they portray Haiti, and I'm going to be talking about Haiti in a couple of weeks. I have good news for the Levi family. It's not like that. I'm gonna leave it like this. My grandmother right now was in Haiti. I was just talking to her today, and one of the things she told me the other day was one of her neighbors were going for elective surgery to remove a lump out of her breast. So if they're still having elective surgery in Haiti, and there's still other things going on that I'm going to update my family about. I think people have to look outside of American news as well, just like, you know, what I have been stressing. So just to close off, history, it has been hidden to a certain extent, but it has been spread out. So what I have done is literally I'm good like with putting a timeline together. So I think people have to be good at doing that when they do their research. You know, find the information, start to put a timeline together, and then they can start to see the full picture. And I think that's what's missing from our nation. We don't do our due diligence. And I'm going to leave it like right there. So I just want to piggyback off some of the great concepts that you were talking about.
I understand, my sister. I didn't. What I was trying to say about Haiti is that I know a few brothers and sisters from Haiti, and but you're from that country, and I don't claim to be as knowledgeable as you about that. Is that when I say that they are impoverished, I'm talking about in comparison to the aid that the United States give other countries that are democratic countries. They give them support. They haven't been giving that support to Haiti. They have actually tried to undermine their government. And that's what I'm saying. We need to put a spotlight on that. Is that not that are destitute, but there are things, there are supports that Haiti should be getting that other countries are getting, and Haiti is not getting those things. And that's why I want to put a spotlight on that, because you're doing what you need to do, but it can be so much better if the United States were to infuse some resources into that country. It doesn't take a lot, but see, they're punishing you for being a free and democratic country for so long. It's been hundreds of years, and that's the punishment that you get for being an independent country. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I want to put a spotlight on. So Haiti is a
Thank
great
you.
country. They got great people there. I'm close to a lot of brothers and sisters there. You're proud people, and when you come, you come. I mean, you're very very prideful people. Once you become a friend, you become a friend for life.
Yes.
And that's the thing about Haiti. People don't understand. They look at CNN and Fox News and CNBC, and they see things that they Fox News want to put on there, and they show you the bad. They don't show you the good. When they do tourism, they don't do it about Haiti. They do it about the Dominican Republic. So, and that's the thing. That cruise ship don't stop. Very seldom does it stop in Haiti, but it'll stop in Dominican Republic as a routine. And those things got to be put on the spotlight. You need more tourism. You need more support from everywhere. Because other countries are getting it. Haiti established their country without the support of the United States, and Israel had support from the United States to form that country. That country was built out of terrorism, and I don't mean terrorism from the Arabs, it's terrorism from the Israelis, terrorism from the Jews, the white Jews, the Caucasian Jews terrorized that country. They bombed, they set bombs and they unalive people in order to carve out a peace in that what they call the Middle East. So, and I want to get back to what we were talking about June 19th. And the thing is about that, yeah, you know what? The thing is that we should remember as a people that we have absolutely suffered. And I mean suffered to the point where, it makes the Jews in the concentration camps look like a vacation, because we have been tortured and unalived and torn apart and starved and just treated like trash and just used as garbage cans and sex toys and everything else for our little babies. Not just the men and the grown-ups. They was using little babies as sex toys and garbage and just, the things that
Mhm.
we've been through and have suffered. See, that's the thing. We need to remember that pain. We need to remember what our parents and our grandparents and our foreparents have been through, and remember that and feel that. And you know what? Why they think white folks, the Caucasians, think we angry because they know that the pain that they have inflicted on our people and our generations. And when you inflict that kind of pain, yes, you're gonna be afraid of that dog you kick time and time again. You're gonna wonder when he's gonna bite you. And that's the thing that they're fearing, is that they don't bring us any kind of joy. They bring us pain. And they tell us, they try to pacify us with papers that say you're liberated, you're okay, you're equal. But we never gonna be equal as long as they're in charge. And that's the thing. We waiting for our oppressor to free us, our oppressor to give us things. See, they never gonna give us things if we march for it, because we've been marching since the beginning since we got here. And the thing is, it hasn't worked. We send our politicians to Washington. They come back draped in gold. They come back draped in, they stay in better houses when they come back. They drive better cars when they come back. They have health care when they come back. They have their, what you call, they have they got theirs, but we don't have ours, and that's the thing. We want ours, but we ain't getting it. Because we send these politicians and your pastors are dressed better than you, better than the least of us. They drive better cars than we do. Why is that? Why don't nobody ask, why is that? Why is the one who the shepherd leading the sheep, and he's dressed better than the sheep? He eating better than the sheep. He tells you you'll get yours in heaven, but he getting his now. Come on now, let's wake up. Let's see it for what it is. Let's stand up and get off of our knees and have our leaders do better. Not just they do better. Have us do better. Have us all rise. The least of us. If we help the least of us, everybody can rise. And that's one thing we got to understand. And that's our brothers and sisters that are doing well. Got to understand it. Don't. I got mine, you get yours. No, that's not how it works. And the thing is that we got to understand we are not them. We got to stop using their methods to fix our problems. Yes, a few of us are going to slip through the cracks and get success. A few of us are going to make it. A few of us are going to look well. But you know what? As a whole, we still got most of our brothers and sisters in prison for no reason, just because they didn't have proper representation. And even when they did, the judge is not the same color as them. The prosecutor is not the same color as them. The bailiff is not the same color. When you go into court and you know you're surrounded by the enemy, when they go into court, they're surrounded by their forces. They're surrounded by support. Their judges are their color. Their prosecutors are their color. The bailiff is their color. The person who takes the money is their color. So they feel good when they go, because when they go, they come right back out. When we go, we don't know if we're coming out or going in, because they're going to let us take a case. They're going to tell us to plead it down. And every time we plead it down and get a record on us, and so we can't get good employment. And you wonder why we can't get a job. You say, well, why don't these brothers do better? If a brother is stopped on the street, and you know what, they'll put something on him. They'll tell him that he did something. Somebody down the street looks just like you. And you know what, see, and then he's in jail. Next thing you know, he can't get out. See, and they say, we blame us for them inflicting things on us. And we got to stop feeding it to them. When they say black man did this, or white woman, black woman did this, listen, don't believe it. We're innocent until proven guilty. You give ourselves the benefit of the doubt. And when we do something crazy, listen, I'm going to tell you this. When you've been prosecuted and misused and abused for over 400 years, how do you think somebody's going to act? And think, okay, we got set free, like you say, June 19th. And I'm going to tell you something. When you've been abused and misused and mistreated and sexually abused, and through all your whole family been sold and changed your name, how do you think you're going to be when they set you free and say, now you're free, you can act like us? You got all kinds of trauma. You got family trauma. You got generational trauma. You got trauma today that you don't even know you got. And you're wondering why you act the way you do is because we never had help. We never had any psychological help. We constantly been abused. The times that we've been set free, we've been abused and misused, and we wonder why we can't get up from under. It's because in spite of, by God's grace, we're doing what we need to do. But see, that's the thing, in spite of, see, we don't realize that we've been brainwashed, that we need help. And see, when we walk the streets, we think we are okay, but we're not. In spite of all the things that we've been through, and see us still be able to function, still be able to succeed. But see, we got to understand that we're doing it under duress. We're doing it because we've been mistreated, and we never got treatment for that. That's what I like to say, my sister.
I love it. And again, I'm going to add on to what you have said because that's where I wanted to move the conversation forward to. Because a lot of us believe that our government and our tax dollars and pushing a button is going to save us. One of the reasons why I do focus on teaching people about understanding law because they have to understand their rights. As you talked about the treaties that they have with the Indians, treaties that they have with other nations, they do break these treaties. But us as people, we never had treaties when we came out of slavery. Like you mentioned, the Constitution, and then they had to make laws that saying the same thing: don't do this, don't do that, and it's the same laws. And as I tell people, they can continue to make laws, but if the heart of man doesn't change, then nothing is going to change. It does not matter. So that's a form of tokenism that they give us when they do give us these little laws. But kind of moving forward, what I'm hearing too is that we have a righteous anger, and that righteous anger is something that they are afraid of. There's two aspects to that nation. Either some of them want to invoke it so they can use it as a form to law and martial law. That's what I think right now. We're going to move forward. And some just want to control us, not talk about it, make it disappear so we don't tap into that righteous anger. But
I,
what I can say is that one of the things I will continue to add to the conversation, there and you saying no one's going to save us. So we have to learn to emancipate ourselves. We have to learn to do the things that they did in Black Wall Street, where they built
right.
without being able to receive from the United States. The second, after the first demolish of Black Wall Street, they tried to build up again and they did well. And they actually got resources from outside of the United States. But if you do the history, they were demolished by eminent domain, and they took a good portion of that land and built a road through it. And they didn't have an
They did.
exit. So they continue to do these things to us. You see what I'm saying? But there is a way that you can be self sustaining, because we are more self-sustained in Haiti than much. No, we do have tourism. There's a beautiful beach around with mountains that actually a lot of cruise ships come through. So there's things
Yeah.
that they're cutting us off from each other. You see what I'm saying? So the lack of knowledge and understanding is a big part. But then I'm just going to close off with this because this was very important, because I love
All right.
talk.
If you all can give me an opportunity just to step in right quick, I wanted to look, and if you in our controls we got a chat that's there, and y'all just watch me. I ain't mean to cut into your conversation, but we're going to go to a quick break real quick and come right back with the conversation. This is the Magman Morning Show, and what we're doing is today we're talking and discussing an issue that our audience, everybody wants to hear about it, and everybody's celebrating uh, Juneteenth. And we're going to get in depth with our guest and our co-host. Our guest is GraceLevi of GraceLevi, her platform. She's here gracing our presence. And Brother Lee Mack, he is our co-host of the Mack Man Morning Show. Interesting, well-rounded discussion that we're having. We'll be right back with it. Just want to say hey to everybody and to pay respect to those that support the Mack Man Morning Show. You can be a supporter too if you like to. It ain't going to cost you much. You just come on and we're going to publicize your business. But before we do all that, we're going to take a quick break and say hey to our sponsors. You're listening to the Mack Man Morning Show. This is our Juneteenth special that we're having. We'll be right back,
Tune
folks.
in to the Mack Man Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Mack Man Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
Your home should tell your story. It should be stylish, comfortable, and uniquely you. Here at D. Harris Interiors, we don't just decorate. We design spaces that reflect your personality, your lifestyle, as well as your dreams. Whether you're revamping one room or you're transforming an entire space, here at D. Harris Interiors, we bring creativity, expertise, and heart to every project. Great design starts with connection, and I do take the time to understand your vision and to bring it to life with beauty and intention. So, are you ready to fall in love with your space all over again? Well, you just give D. Harris a call at 901-303-8099 to schedule your personalized consultation today.
And we're back on the Mack Morning Show. Grand Rising. Good morning to each and every one of you. We're here with our very, very special guest, GraceLevi. She's graced our presence on this morning. Very insightful discussion her and Brother Lee Mack, our co-host, is having on this morning. Everybody's getting up and about, and they have their African wares on. They got their T-shirts on, hollering and screaming, "We free, we free, we free." Not knocking you, beautiful T-shirts and all. But are we really, really free? I asked our panel as they're in their discussion, and they gave us the background of, yes, the obstacles and even the sufferings that some of our brothers and sisters, most of us, are dealing with, but there's some that are dealing with issues right now in their own countries and their own surround, and even right here in the United States. If you looked and you've seen over the weeks and over the past days the actions of this government, it should open your eyes a little bit more to let you know that there's still an element, big element in this country, black and white, I want to say, that is trying to destroy who we are as a people. Why do we struggle? Why are we always the last ones? Why are we the last ones that they come to when they mess up everything? They come to black people and say, well, we need your help to straighten it out. We need your help to come and march. We need your help to do this and that and so forth. Do we have our full rights? Do we have the privileges of citizenship that we should have? What's going on and why things are happening? Here we are on Juneteenth. Are we going to continue to celebrate the same way, or will we get the awareness of knowing the enemy that we're fighting? Not all white people are the enemy, but most of them, they are misled by a force and a spiritual force that is evil. Not all of them, but most of them. Anytime you can go up into a place called the church and sit there and hymn and say God is good and he loves everybody, and you don't love the person that you see at the corner store or the person that's on the bus stop going to work, or you see a mother and children going to the grocery store and you talk about them and they pull out the card and they get they call the food stamps or whatever the case may be, and we look down, and we even do it to our own selves. We go to these expensive stores, buy all of these labels, and we put them on. We're walking advertising boards, whether it's Chanel or this and that and this and that. They ain't paid nothing, and if they did, I still wouldn't glorify them. But what I'm saying is we wear every label. We promote everybody and everything except ourselves. On this Juneteenth, I want you to take a closer look and look inside deeply as our co-host and our very special guest, go forth in this discussion. We're going to be commercial free up until the time that we stop. We're going to stop around about 10:30. We'll give a chance to stop. We don't want to keep everybody. Brother Lee and Miss Levi do have other things that they're doing, but they have the mic. And this is, you see what it is on the screen. It is the Mac Man Morning Show. We are here, and I'd like to bring up our guests once again to continue their wide-ranging discussion without commercial interruption to all of our sponsors. You already know what the deal is. I got you. Y'all just hang on. This message must get out. At this time, I'm going to return back the show back into the hands of our co-host, Brother Lee Mack, and we have our very special guest, Grace Levi.
Oh, blessings. Well, I'll just finish off. Shout out to Macman Morning Show and all the businesses, Black-owned businesses is what we need, and that's exactly what I want to kind of get into. Piggybacking off of Brother Lee, the two things he was talking about. One, the system that we're under when we go into court and we're literally railroaded, not have a representation, and that's some of the things that we have to continue to liberate ourselves and self-teach ourselves. There's a thing called pro se. So that's very important just to bring that up, that to understand that we are still under a system of subrogation, as well as we bow down to this type of situation by idolism. As you say, Brother Lee, we're going to buy they brother Mac, I think you said that, buy they stuff, go in their store. We want it, the ice is colder over there. We have to stop the brain. How can I say the I call what I was taught that it is called post traumatic slave syndrome. That's something that I'm going to bring up on my platform and introduce the sister who talked about that. But we have to stop that within ourselves and build from the root. You see what I'm saying? And we can do it. And that's why I give examples of what happened in my nation, because it can show you guys that you can do it. You can do it by yourself. You can do it with separation. And once you build the money and the resources, at least you have the ability to trade as a nation of people. You see what I'm saying? So y'all have a lot that you can build outside of being a reliance on the system. So that is kind of something I wanted to add on. I'm trying to find the blessing in this, because before it was not a Juneteenth, before it was our ancestors that were enslaved. So it's a new day and a new beginning. You see what I'm saying? Every day is a new chance to think different and do different. And I just want to add that there is spiritual warfare out there, because I know when people hear about the stories of Haiti, they think like, oh, they did some voodoo to get out. That's some of the crazy stories they say about we did that type of stuff to help us get out of slavery. But it was actually prayer. You see what I'm saying? Prayer, because there is a spiritual world that as the Bible talk about, that we fight against principalities, and we curse each other by our words and our actions towards each other. So I think a lot of what I want to highlight in Juneteenth is to be self-sufficient. Stop, we can't depend on them. Let's come to the table with something, because once we separate and start living like how God wants us to live and how we know to live, we are so blessed. But we keep giving our riches to them. So I'll give the floor to Brother Lee.
Well, I appreciate what you said, my sister. It makes it's right on point, and enough cannot be said because there's so much needed to be said. And in this day, we have to look deeper, peel the layers off the onion, and not just see the celebration. We have to see what that means, and that's the thing. Let's get excited about getting excited about our lives and how we're living, and question the way we live our lives, because we look at the Caucasians and they give us the book on how to live, and they tell you American dream. Let me tell you something, that's their dream. We haven't begun to sit down and figure out what we want. We can't begin to figure out how we can get it. We don't know what we really dream about because it's their dream. This is they put their hand over their heart for their country and their way of life and their laws. And when they stand up and they say a pledge allegiance to the flag, and which it stands one nation, And we are confused when we put our hands over our hearts, because when we leave that building or that structure and we're stopped by the police and slammed on the floor and the ground and got a foot on our neck, and we say, Dag, this is our country too. You work for us. And it doesn't feel like we work for him, because we got to say yes, sir, and no, sir, to somebody that works for us. It just seems like it's off. It's not right. And that's the thing that I'm trying to tell you, is that, when you put your hand over the heart and you don't know what you're doing, you don't know why you're doing it. And the thing is, and say, yes, as brothers and sisters that have served in the armed forces, here's the thing. Let me tell you something, and you can look this up. When Caucasians serve in the armed forces, they serving, they're pledging, they're giving their lives for something that they have, something that the government gives them, something that the government has bestowed upon them. They don't. When we go for a promise. When we serve the armed forces, we're giving our lives for the promise that you might give us something. We give our lives for the promise that you might treat us right. When Caucasians go, they go for what they're getting. They know they got those homes, they got those businesses, they got those things. And see, they serve. They're dying for what they have. We're dying for what you're gonna promise us, with the promises that you made. And see, that's crazy as hell. When you can go and give your life for somebody giving you a promise, and it's not even in writing. It's just something that they say. When we get back here home after we done gave our lives and our limbs and everything, and they treat us like trash, and we keep serving and we keep going. Why do we go? Why do we serve? Because we're brainwashed. We serve a government that don't give a heck about you. And we say, I'm proud to be a Marine. What proud to be what? Part of what? You don't belong to them. They don't treat you like you're supposed to. We go thinking that we're going to get what they promised us. And years and hundreds of years after serving, we still haven't gotten it. So we got to do something different. If it's not working, why we keep doing it? Because we want to belong to somebody who don't want you. We want to be into something that somebody don't want you, that don't treat you right. So when we were serving in World War II, they kept us segregated. In World War I, they kept us segregated. They treated us like trash, even though we died and we fought. And see, that's the thing. They treated us like trash, hoping that when we came back after World War II, they came into our communities and burned our buildings down and annihilated us and did all those things in all of these communities in Chicago and LA and even in the small towns in Mississippi and in the West and in the East. They were doing these things. These things are documented. And we keep serving them. We like a dog that's been kicked, and we keep go back for some more. And see, we have to stop that. We have to stop using their methods to solve our problems, because it doesn't work for us. And they'll keep telling us that it's going to happen for you. And when your pastor tell you, you're going to get yours, you just got to keep holding on. How long we been holding on? 400 or 500 years. And the pastors were created by the slave masters. You can look this up. They got the pastors so to keep us in line. And they've been doing a great job of it, because we never fall out of line, because we go to that pastor and he tell us, but see, I'm going to tell you this, and you can look this up. God is in you. If you want to connect with God, he's right there for you. You ain't got to go to the pastor to get a blessing. The blessing is right inside of you. All you got to do is activate it. All you got to do is activate it with that action. God is waiting on you to activate that blessing. All those blessings, you will run out of time before you run out of blessings. And I'm going to tell you that's a fact. That's something your pastor won't tell you. You will run out of time before you use all the blessings that God has poured into you. And we got to stop that looking towards somebody else to save us, because when it's time for us to go, nobody going to be standing with you. You're going to stand by yourself with God in you. So remember that. That's what I have to say, my sister. You can take over from that.
Powerful. Powerful. Oh, I want to say thank you again for allowing me to be here. I'm gonna, give some commentary, but I do have to leave like 10 minutes early because I have a prior appointment. But I do want to say this. Oh, you blew me away. You blew me away. We are dying as a people, spiritually, financially, socially, because we are basically serving our oppressors. You said it. We're brainwashed. We are suffering from Stockholm syndrome. Okay, this is a clinical diagnosis. Go look it up. Go look at the signs, symptoms, and then look at how we're acting as Black people. We literally, and that's why I do want to go, talk about a little bit of post-traumatic stress after being abused, after being raped and pillaged and everything happening to us. We have a natural innate mechanism of defense where we are trying to survive here, and that's been passed to us from generation to generation to the point that now we're under the facade as though we are one with them. We're not a subjugated nation when it's already been applied to us in that way from so many things, from redlining, gentrification, the farming issue. The farmers are not even suffering right now. Black farmers, shout out to the Black farmers, because they don't give it in. They never got the money. So that is what I really think that we have to focus on, is getting enough money as possible and literally putting our own coalitions together. Now, this is what I do want to add, because just on a biblical note, you were talking about the pastors. Okay, now I want to give y'all the history a little bit about that. But these pastors, when they actually took major portions of out of the Bible, it was called the Council of Nicaea. That was under the Pope Constantine, and that was the same Pope who declared us the actual slaves and shipped us out. Okay, now the Council of Nicaea was the people who shaped the Bible that you guys are, or everybody is looking at, without the addition of books. Also, we have right now under the Pope and under the Vatican, different councils that nonprofit church are aligned with, knowingly or unknowingly, and control the tone of what they say and how they can say it. Just like what you're talking about, this is a known fact. This is why I would never want really a 501c, because if you have a 501c, there's so much restrictions, and one of them is religious restriction, and not being able to act in certain capacities. So that's one of the things we gotta really just, if you want to connect that to history and realize that that book is our book, and there was a lot of things changed out of it. Um, as you say, the fight start with us. We have to be mindful. I think I'm going to close off with this. Two things. You can't fight for a place or someone or relationship or situation that don't want you. We are helpers. This is natural what we do. We love to do this no matter what. So if you see a nation that is not giving to us, or not, and we're still not moving forward, I think it's time for you to step back. And I'm just going to shoot that to brother Matt. That's the reason why I say what I say, because sometimes you just got to choose yourself and your safety and reality, because you do have a mission. You are the body of Christ, and the only way that we're going to be able to get where we need to, and as you say, he's within us. The only way you're going to be able to manifest that, if you're around the right people who put the right love into you. You guys work together. We work together as a nation, because as we talk about the international thing, go look into how they built Wall Street up the second time. It was because they made international connections. They connected with some of the Africans in Africa. So I think if we are able to think expansively, just like how our oppressors do, building alliances, but we need to build alliances with who? Our people. And that's on the same mindset and have the same heart. We're coming from different walks of the earth, and we literally sound the same. That's how God is. And that's what Juneteenth means to me. And I'm so glad I could celebrate and start my day with you guys, because you guys are
Wow.
so important. I appreciate this platform.
Well, we appreciate you too. As we're looking at, and what once again, we like to let you all know this is our Juneteenth celebration as we see it. It's lit up over here. I can't talk to y'all right now, but you're making a great impact, and people are thinking, really just looking at, I'm not much of a holiday person. I like certain ones like Thanksgiving and things, I eat good and things. And Christmas I dealt away with. I don't know, I don't get so deep into it. And then when someone I want to ask you all this, and before you leave, Grace, I want y'all to comment on this, you and Brother Lee. Why is it that, and I may be saying it the wrong way, I don't know, I will say it. Why is it that a holiday had to be declared by uh, the white folks, for us to recognize uh, the struggle, to identify where we've been at, to remind us of where we've been, and we're not doing it, and we're closing our eyes, and we're shutting our books, and we're shutting our opinions down because this holiday has that. Some people say, well, it's a day from work, it's a day from the bank. Go to the bank early because it's another holiday. That's what they're saying. They're not saying, well, this is our celebration of the liberation, that, so to speak, of black people. We ain't liberated yet. But that's Mr. Lincoln did what he did, and hoodoo, and they gave the late notice to the people in Texas, and they finally found out. And then there were some people that did not break away. There are some people, it's just like a bird in the cage. You open up the cage, the bird done been in there all his life almost, and you open up and say, come on out of there. And the bird looking at you like, this is my habitat. Have we gotten so deep into the habitat of the United States to break free mentally break free? There's slavery, mental slavery, but this mental slavery is still going on because you see it in the effects of our people. Y'all go ahead and take as much time as you got. Go ahead. And I know Grace has to leave, but I want to get both of you all's opinion on that.
I'll let Brother Lee take the lead if he
Any
would
one of
like.
y'all.
Well,
If
I'll just say real quick, my sister. Um, it's strange how the government, the U.S., the president can sign a document saying that Juneteenth is a holiday, but won't take responsibility for what's happened. And they sign a document saying they recognize that something happened, but they won't admit that something happened and they have responsibility for it. See, that's crazy. They go halfway. They say you can have a holiday about slavery, but we didn't have nothing to do with it. See, that's how crazy it sounds. They say we can sign a document to give you a holiday, but we will not take responsibility for what went on. See, that's the craziest part about it. They won't accept responsibility for everything that they've done, everything that they denied us, every prosecution and thing that they have put upon us. They won't acknowledge that they have any culpability in that. They are innocent of everything. They are bystanders in what happened. That's what they're saying. They say we'll sign a holiday to commemorate your suffering, to commemorate your pain, but we had nothing to do with that. That's what I have to say, my sister.
well, I will give this.
Yeah.
Now, as far as why I think that Black America kind of look for tokenism and it set a tone in them when this holidays are set in, because that's the way we were taught. Like, if they give us these papers, it will mean something. But I think we have to look past that. Now, the only reason why I found joy in Juneteenth, obviously, you see, I'm a Hebrew. I don't celebrate holidays, but I kind of look at this day as like a day like the Passover, days that we celebrate as Hebrews, which mostly is connected to us being free. All of our holidays, times where God freed our people from slavery. And that's what I look at this as far as Juneteenth. And I think if Black Americans looked at it as a more spiritual essence to it, it wouldn't matter if a paper was signed. You see what I'm saying? We keep looking for people to apologize and people to own up to their mistakes. And that's what, again, to the people who my watchers, again, that's why I'm moving the way I move, because I can't accept apology for someone who don't see they did wrong. Even, like I said, us as Black people, we did a lot to get us here biblically, but the oppression and the things they do, it says in the Bible that God is mad at them. So they can continue to behave like they didn't do nothing. I'm the victim and I'm fine. But if you really know the book, these times that we're living in, that you see America in, it's just like Obadiah. And I have to tell people this, where Esau built alliance with all of his people, all of these nations, and then was destroyed because of his ego, his pride, and his hoardedness. And that's what's happening. So I think while this is happening now, us as a black community have to spiritually get grounded, financially get grounded, connect with the right coalitions and diasporas, because we don't know what's going to happen in this land. We have Stockholm syndrome here, like we have to be here. We will get our reparations because just like as we walked out of Egypt and they gave us all of their jewelry and gold, we walked out of Egypt rich. Every time we were free, we walked out rich. We didn't have to beg them for nothing. So know your history, know the book, know that God is within you. Like Brother Lee say, Jesus Christ has died so we can embody the Holy Spirit and be able to fight in the spiritual realm as well as come together as the body of Christ and show that on earth. How we're going to do that by following people who are murderers, who are oppressors. It's never going to work. So that's what I think we may want to put a little bit more love and honor into. I like this day because of that. But if we honor it ourselves, we don't need their fucking paper. We will get our recompense. I promise. Even if they don't sign and give us reparations. Because as a Haitian, I can say us. I'm part of y'all. They owe us.
We lost your speaker. Okay, there you go. There you go. Go ahead.
They owe us, but as I say, I don't expect them to. So I'm gonna go get mine. Does that make sense? So all of you guys, go get yours. Stick to what you know. Build your communities up. Start back building like y'all did before when Trump first got in. That was the most I ever saw Black people start businesses. But we got to do it different. We have to learn what our oppressors have done to be successful, what they have not. Learn commerce, really deep dive and not be spiritually blinded. And I want to say that's it. That's all I can add to the conversation, guys. I love you guys and thank you for me being here. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Well, we thank you and Brother Lee for coming together. And I like this because it gives us an opportunity to collaborate with. I know Ms. Levi, are you gone yet? Or you can come back if you want to. Um, I don't know what we ain't gonna worry about. Diane Black, good morning to you and to your wonderful, wonderful father. As you all are listening, Diane is running for state senate. We got her covered. We're gonna you're gonna see all of the goods and everything that she's going to be um, and her platform, what she's going to do. Let me tell you all something. As a note to what we're saying, Brother Lee and I, we're gonna have to get on top of it and continue with because people have got it in their minds that this is what it's all about. But then there's on the flip side of it, we're still in the dark. Just because they said it's a holiday or whatever the case may be, we go all out. I like some that we get together with our families and different things like that. But then today, as we see the dynamics and we see the waves of trouble that come our way, whether it's by our government or by just people. I mean, they just got it in their minds that they've been taught just to hate and for no reason. But that's not where I'm going. Where I'm going is that people, we are free if you know within yourself that you are. Yeah, the things around us and the people that are around us may not give us that opportunity to see, okay, Alice, I holler at you. Thank you very much for being here. I'm not going to be here too much longer. We got some things that we have to do. But on this day, this is Thursday. I thought it was Thursday yesterday. I don't know why I had got my days mixed up, but we got special guests coming on tomorrow. It's okay. You told us you had to go, Grace, and we appreciate you. She had to step away, but we thank you for all done, and you brought that insight, brother. We good, and I'm thanking you all for just enjoying the new mayor of Clarksdale. Good morning, sir. They had a wonderful day on yesterday. We had a wonderful visit in Quitman County to see Congressman Thompson. A lot of great questions were answered. He answered every one of them, which I was a little surprised at. I want to thank all of you all that I saw, said hello to, and thank you for watching the show. Y'all in the bushes, I know you're there, and we appreciate all that you're doing. Also, I'd like to give a programming note that on we're going to be live on July the 1st for the various swearing ins of the various officials in Mississippi. I will be in my the place that I'm supposed to be in, that's Clarksdale, on the July the 1st with the city of Clarksdale as they install the new administration there. We're so happy to see Little Red take his spot. And these young people, these young politicians, these young people that have not been tainted and stained and see what's going on, I think we got a new breed of leadership that's coming. We as older people, well, over 50, we ought to be encouraging to them and do everything that we can. This platform, this program, this broadcast is dedicated to the people that we serve, that we reach out to. And for those of you that like to come along with us, you can come along with us. And like I said before, we got a lot of exciting things getting ready to happen from July the 2nd to the 7th. I might be the 8th. We're going to have pre-recorded programs on the Magman Morning Show. The show is still in effect, but we got our new season. There's some new things that have to come. There's some things that we have to do. We're just stepping up to the plate. We've come a long way in a year and almost 7 months. We've come a long way. And we want to thank all of you for being along there with us, giving us this opportunity to come to you. Now, let me say this for you naysayers. I ain't thinking about you. That's all I'm going to say about it. I ain't thinking about nothing y'all talking about, because y'all ain't talking about nothing. Get your own platform. Whosoever will, let them do that they do. And happy Juneteenth to you too. That goes for the folks in the bushes. Brother Lee Mack is coming. Our co-host is going to come back and give his final summations of what it means about Juneteenth or anything that's on his heart. And I want to thank him and Grace for what they're doing. Brother Lee Mack is going to come, and after he's done, we'll depart and get prepared for Friday. We got guests coming in on Friday to talk about various things. We got the Bond Group is coming, and you're going to know what that is. I'm going to put it out. We got Miss Starks is coming. That's the leader of this group, this business group of African American men and Black American men and women that are in business. If you want to join in, if you think that you got it, what it takes to come on in, you can do that. But that's on tomorrow's show at 9, which should be a real interesting one too. Cakes and Creations. We ain't forgot about you. Come on, do your homework so we can get you out there. Cakes and Creations is one of our newer sponsors, and we just want to thank them. We want to thank Larry's Barber College for their wonderful support of our show. The Smoothie Cafe, y'all go down there to the Smoothie Cafe. I had to say something about them, about her. Go over there to 4714 Lincoln Highway in Matson. You can go right after the show when we get off of here and go get you something to drink, get you something cool, and go over there and say hello to Miss Tremaine's staff and everybody, and to the Roberts family. We want to thank all of you for your wonderful support. We're going to have Brother Larry Roberts on next week. There are a lot of people that are coming on next week, and we're getting ourselves prepared for our new season as we kick off. Like I said, we're going on camera. Yeah, I got to give everything. Now, not all of our folks are going to be able to do it, but I got to get up on there. And so we got to get with you, Miss D. Harris. There's some things I want to do. And I'm just grateful to D. Harris Interiors for all that she does for the Magman Morning Show. Now, Brother Lee is going to come back. He's going to give his summation. Thank you, Brother Lee, for your anchoring the day. You're doing a great job, man. We're going to have to elevate Brother Lee too. Brother Lee going to take over one of these days and just sit there and take the show to on the days that he wants to, because he's very efficient in what he's doing. But make him a broadcaster. Eventually, he's coming. But that's our great co-host, been with us from day one. Thank you, Brother Lee, for all that you're doing. And at this time, we're going to have Brother Lee to come, and he's going to give us our summation and our final words on the Magman Morning Show, Juneteenth edition. and we're going to go forward from there. Good. Brother Lee Mack, y'all.
Yeah, well, thank you, my brother. I like to say our sister that was on today, she was very enlightening. I liked her passion and her knowledge and the fact that, I appreciate her being on. And more sisters and more brothers come on and speak their mind and come on and speak their passion. And that's the thing. Today, yeah, this is a start where we get together and we celebrate each other. And like Sister was saying, we got to have more entrepreneurs. We can't depend on a corporation or a business to keep us employed or to bring us some livelihood financially. We have to start our own community businesses, our own things that we need to do to grow our wealth. And if when we start to do that, then we'll get better. We have to be entrepreneur minded. We have to stop putting our money in savings accounts where they give no interest, or give checking accounts where they give very little interest. It can't keep up with inflation, because I'm gonna tell you something. When even the government raises rates on certain things and they say they need money to fund whatever they need to fund, they're lying, because let's see the books. Let's see how much you made. Let's see how much profit you got before we say let's raise taxes, because they spending our money like a drunken sailor, and we just keep saying okay, raise it up again. Make them prove it. That's when your kids come to you and they ask you for some money. You say what you need it for and why you need it, and then maybe I'll give it to you. But see, we let the government have an open blank check, and so we got to stop having that blank check. And that goes not just for the government; it goes for these people who selling these goods in these stores, and they keep raising the prices, saying that they need more money. The profits are going up, but the quality of the goods are going down. I'll give you an example. You take a bag of potato chips; it's mostly air. It's air, and there's a few chips in there, but the prices of that bag has gone up. The price, like sugar used to be £5 for whatever price. Now sugar is in a 3 pound, 4 pound bag. I mean, everything is getting smaller and the prices are getting bigger. So it don't make any sense. And I would like to say we got to start questioning it. We got to start asking some questions and stand making them answer some of these things. Like you were saying, brother, about the Congressman Benny Davis, and I'm gonna tell you like this: just because you answer the question, that don't let you off the hook. Just because you give him a reply, that don't mean I appreciate what you said. That don't. We have to stop thanking somebody for hollering back. We got to stop thanking
That's
somebody
right.
for showing you respect. We got to stop thanking somebody because they open their mouth. We got to start.
That's right.
We got to start having them answer for what they've done and answer for what they haven't done. See, that's the thing. We can't be glad because you showed up for something that you were supposed to show up for. We got to stop thanking you for paying us attention. We got to stop appreciating the smallest things that you do for us. That's what I have to say, my brother.
And you said it right. And you said it right. And it's I want, and as we improve doing and how can I put it? As we continue to do the dialogue that we're doing, and it will continue. This is what the Mac Man Morning Show is all about. Now you get the fluff, you get all that stuff. I ain't even gonna go there, but we're not worried about all of that. We're bringing you information and inspiration each and every day. The information is gonna come, and you'll get the inspiration. Once again, let me thank Brother Lee Mack, our co-host. Thank you, Grace Levi, for all that you're doing. She's doing some work on her on her platform also, and we support her. Thank y'all for being here with us. Listen, as we get ready depart. We're on tomorrow. We got special guests, someone that you might really might use their service. We might you're going to get a report, and I think you got the same report. We're just praying. He's 91. And when you get to be 91, we're not spraying chickens anymore. I'm praying for his strength as he continues just to live. And, people, they'll put you on the deathbed and everything, make sure, but you live until that last day, that last breath, you're still here. And we're grateful for him, Uncle James. We love you, man. And we're here for you. And I wanted to just thank and salute my brother Lee, my nephew James up there, and all of you all that are up there that hear me. Y'all keep your eyes on your uncle up there, and God got him, and he's going to be well. We thank you all for being here. Listen, we're gonna get out of here. We'll be here on tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Mack Media 3, Mack Media Productions, right here. WKRA got our license, and I don't know what they're gonna do with it, but they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do with it. Hey, Holly Springs, how y'all doing? We'll be back here on tomorrow, God willing, for another program here, broadcast here on Mack Media 3. I want to thank everybody for your participation. Y'all don't forget about Diane. We're getting her. I'm working on it, folks. We're getting everything together to prepare. Diane, they won't see your ad. What we come up with, we're going to get that together. And all of you all that have inquired, go to MackMedia3 at gmail.com and send me your information. We'll get to work on what we need to do. Hey, I'm out of here. I got to go. I got some stuff to do for our station and what we got to do. And I got to get about some things. Don't forget, this is just not a holiday, but think about what they're trying to portray. And I once again want to thank our panel for what they're doing. We're going to get out of here. This is the Mack Man Morning Show. Love somebody. If you love somebody, I guarantee you that love is going to come back. We'll see you on tomorrow. Thank you, Brother Lee. I'll holler back at you. And all of you all that are in the chat, this is the Mack Man Morning
To
Show.
the Mack Man Morning Show.